On the course of time, by observing nature with staring eyes, we find things that render our intelligence insulted by its intelligent design.
Throughout the span of time, different species develop certain strategies to fit a very specific, specially customized place in the chain of life. Different species develop certain strategies to maneuver their prey with minimum energy. Yet, others choose to develop defensive camouflage techniques to avoid being detected by their predators.
For the predator not to be observed as a threat, predators have to camouflage themselves into the environment. However, camouflage is truly classified into two main types:
Geometric camouflage
and motion camouflage.
In the course of this research, motion camouflage is the subject of interest.
Motion camouflage can be defined as a tactical pursuit strategy which a predator follows to conceal its proximity towards the prey by projecting faulty optic flow on the prey's retina.
A typical prey for the cheetah is the common African ostrich. Yet, the speed of the ostrich represents a difficulty in its pursuit. This means that the cheetah would pay a high price for such a valuable meal.
However, a smarter trick is applicable here. The cheetah can get closer to its prey by using motion camouflage.
Here, the cheetah is camouflaged to be at its initial position while approaching its target.
In spite of this, in nature, absolutes cease to exist. This means that the cheetah might use a hybrid technique in between the motion camouflage and classical pursuit to capture the prey.
Run. Run. Run.
Our methodology is all about comparing between motion camouflage and classical pursuit regarding capture time and work done by the predator. By analyzing the equation, we observe that there are parameters which affect both motion camouflage and classical pursuit.
Our main parameters are the speed and the initial position. We discussed the two techniques moving with constant speed and variable speed.
The second parameter, which is related to motion camouflage, is the initial position, which is discussed by changing the initial position for 20 aggressive.
In our cases, we assume that the speed of the predator is quicker than the speed of the prey.
To model the case forecasted, we solved this differential equation numerically to get the path control parameter equation V of t. Thus, the V of t is substituted to this equation to get the motion camouflaged path of the predator.
While in the case of the classical pursuit, we solve the governing equation for the kinetics of the cases mentioned before.
After solving the differential equation in various 2D and 3D spatio-temporal scenarios, MATLAB was used to plot the graphs and to make a neat simulation of the cases discussed. After observing the equations, we changed the parameters to discuss the effectiveness of each one separately, on classical pursuit and on motion camouflage.
In this graph, the prey moved by a rectilinear motion, which means moving with a constant speed. By using the motion camouflage technique, the predator reaches the prey at capture time around 6.
On the other hand, when the predator uses the classical pursuit technique, it captures the prey at 9.
By observing the overall graph, we can conclude that the motion camouflage is more efficient than the classical pursuit for time conservation, thus energy consumed.
In this case, the prey moves by curvilinear motion, which means moving with variable speed. Here, an assumption was taken that the predator is quicker than the prey.
As we note that the motion camouflage is effective than the classical pursuit for time and energy, even while moving with a variable speed. Also, by plotting this comparison in 3D, we get that the motion camouflage is surpassing the efficiency of the classical pursuit. To put things in a nutshell, a comparison between the work done by the predator to capture the prey in both cases of motion camouflage and classical pursuit were plotted.
This in turn has proven the supremacy of motion camouflage in regards to flow optimization.